Hi, this is John with Flat Six Motorsports, and today we're bringing another episode of this Cayenne 958 Turbo build. Now, the last episode we focused a little bit on the maintenance of the car, changing the oil, transmission fluid, trans filter, and also put some new air filters on, replacing the stock paper ones with some BMCs. Today we're going to work a little more on the aesthetics of the car. So the next two episodes we're going to look at some modifications you can do to make the car look a little bit better. And today we're going to start with wheels. We're going to put the Vorsteiner VF 107s on this car. They're 22-inch wheels designed specifically for this vehicle. They're forged lightweight wheel. They're finished in a carbon gray metallic. And then we're also going to finish it off with World Motorsports titanium lug bolts. And they're black finish that match the wheel pretty well. We need to take the existing wheels off the vehicle. So let's get this car up a little bit, take those wheels off, and put these new bad boys on. So the first step in replacing the wheels obviously is taking the lug bolts off. We've already broken loose the security key on these. The previous owner had the torque pretty high on these, so we're going to use that air gun to help remove these wheels. So wheel guide bolt hanger, which we sell at Flat Six Motorsports, is a great way to take wheels on and off. Usually it's going to help a lot more putting the wheel back on, but we can also use it to provide some support when taking these off. We have these massive Porsche carbon ceramic brakes, so we don't want to damage those with the wheel. So we're going to install those as we remove these other lug bolts. All right, so here's the Vorsteiner wheel. We're just gonna get it lined up, and what's really nice about these wheel guide bolt hangers makes it really easy to slip the wheel on. With wheel bolts, obviously, there's no studs hanging out of the hub, so this is the next best thing you can do in terms of putting a wheel on and off. So to accompany these carbon graphite wheels from Vorsteiner, we've chosen the World Motorsports titanium lug nuts, and these are the ones that are coated in a black finish. So they're going to be really discreet, kind of match the wheel and blend in very well. Plus they're lightweight, so it helps a little bit as we're adding a little bit larger wheel, a little bit bigger tire to help offset a little bit. So we're just going to hand tighten these lug bolts. We'll come back and do our final torque spec once we put some load on the vehicle. But you just want to make sure they're nice and snug on there, so the wheel's not moving around when you put it down and damage any of the lugs. When you have the wheels off, it's also a nice time to clean your calipers. With wheels on, sometimes it's a little hard to access them. So of course you want to get the front side, but also a good time to get areas that you normally would not be able to get, kind of around the back side in the middle of the caliper when you have a wheel on. Okay, so we made the final torque down using a torque wrench. The torque spec is 118 foot-pounds on these wheels, which is pretty standard across all Porsches. And you want to go in a star pattern when you torque these down. We leave the center cop for last. It's a good way to remind yourself to torque down the wheels. So this will be kind of the finishing piece per each wheel. Just mount it in the center bore here, and it just pushes right in. And you can feel it pop right in there. Just make sure it's nice and good. And there you go. So the last step before you want to take this thing for a drive is just make sure your tire pressures are set. Now they're a little different front and rear on the Cayenne. You can always find the tire pressure recommended with the manufacturer right here. It's 39 PSI on cold tires in the front and 46 in the rear. So we'll adjust it right around those levels and take it for a spin. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Build Series, putting on these really nice looking Vorsteiner wheels. We think the car looks a lot better now. Next episode, we're gonna install the Flat Six Motorsports LED side markers that'll freshen up the look of the vehicle. So stay tuned.